Rete. Welcome.
I wasn't even sitting like that. I was more like this and
All right, get comfy, get comfy,
Got
girl. Man, you got a nice tan, by the way.
thank you. Sun kiss.
Sun kiss looks good. The sweat just making your skin look nice and smooth.
The oil.
oh, my bad. The oil.
The oil. The sweat. Are you sweating? Are you hot right now?
A little bit.
Well,
Fan me down. Welcome to Couple of J's podcast. I'm your host, PJ.
and MJ.
And MJ got another hot topic for you.
So let's get into it. Starting with my wife. Just called me a few minutes ago to tell me she let another guy kiss her during a night out on vacation.
These goddamn women.
See, that's where we draw the line. That's where we draw.
What be wrong with y'all?
How would you react or respond? All right. My wife and I have been married. Sorry. My wife and I have been together for 10 years and married for 2 years. She is currently on vacation with two of her friends, both female. She just called me a few minutes ago, clearly very upset and crying, but also drunk. She explained she let another guy kiss her, that it was just a peg. She says she couldn't keep anything from me and how much she loves me in our relationship. She says she told the guy it means nothing to her and that she's happily married. I try to calm her down and say she doesn't need to cry or get worked up over it, and she felt like I was just saying that so she wouldn't be more upset than she already is, which is partially true. I told her regardless, now is not the time to talk about it since she is drunk, and it is likely wouldn't be a productive conversation. She is back at her hotel and obviously feels very guilty about the situation, and there's no further conversation to be had. I do feel a little angry and sad and upset, but I'm also still processing because I never thought something like this would happen in my relationship. I love her very much and she is my life partner, but I can't help but to feel a little betrayed and like the trust is broken. I don't want to be upset because it probably didn't mean anything, but I am still in shock and very upset. How should I approach a conversation is what he's wondering.
What was that pause about? Was you in your head? Was you triggered?
You know.
Were you triggered? She said, Right. Oh, my God. You know what, man? I've had it up to the ceiling with y'all women. Every other story is about what a woman has done. It's y'all.
You know why?
Y'all are the problem.
Why? Because
pissing me off.
When
man.
it comes to,
I don't trust you.
When it comes to men, it ain't nothing new.
Nah, it's the
if you hear a story about my husband cheated, it's like I feel like everyone's gonna be like, oh, that's yeah, I'm sure he did. That's men. I feel like for women, and it's coming out more now, but for women, it's a little bit more rare to hear stories like this. Like, guys been doing it since fucking birth. So,
or
ladies, get the game up. Keep it going. I love it. It's like, just kidding.
Or y'all been so good at hiding shit that the internet has just been revealing everything and y'all just getting caught now. And the times of secrecy and being private doing this shit is out the fucking window.
Listen, she told him. She felt very guilty about it, and she called him right away, let him know what happened. I think in that was very respectful.
There's TikTok. So TikTok, see, I don't know if you
know
this about TikTok, but TikTok, a motherfucker could listen in on your conversation, okay? Right? You could be talking about a whole nother motherfucker with your girlfriends or whatever. Somebody could be listening in on your conversation, know that you have a husband, but talking about another man or going to meet up with another man, and TikTok will find the husband.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't post
If
your story.
your name is MJ, if your name is PJ and MJ's on the way to the bar, see, you got to tell the truth nowadays because you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know if you're being recorded.
Didn't I see? Listen, but she's on vacation, so it ain't like they're in their hometown. Like that would be.
That's when it happens. Yo, all the stories on TikTok, what are they about? If you're with if your husband is Dan and he's at a bachelorette party out in Kansas City,
his face is getting twerked on by a stripper bitch, and
they catch him, they find him, and then they always find him. They find him.
Do
they
your
find
job.
So yeah,
you guys don't get paid enough for the jobs that y'all do out here on the internet.
Oh man,
but y'all be doing too much. Anyways, it ain't about that. It ain't about that.
It's not about that right now.
She told him the truth. She felt guilty. Okay. Yeah. She told him right away. Mm-hmm. That's a good sign that, first of all, their relationship is on the healthier side. They probably communicate very well to each other and they're very open. But I think he even handled that well.
That. I'm not.
No, fuck that.
Let me be low frequency me. I'm breaking up with you. I'm done.
But I gotta be
We're
low
done.
Frequency. I may be low frequency.
Low frequency me. I may be like.
Cause your ass.
She's a cheater. I don't want it.
Your ass. Kick it rocks.
Nah,
You're not coming back home over here.
I feel like this. The mature me. I'm thinking, all right, we're 10 years in.
Over 10 years.
Super invested. We're talking about a kiss. Mm-hmm. How threatening is a kiss? A kiss that she feels guilty about. A kiss that she regrets clearly. A kiss that happened while she was intoxicated and just with all her guards down. But I will say it was irresponsible of her to put herself in that position, and that if you do put yourself in that position, then you have to be willing to take the consequences of that. So right. If I feel like I want to end it after you tell me that's my decision as an adult, right? Like you went out there, you put yourself in a situation, intoxicated or not, nothing is justified. I don't care if you're intoxicated or not. If you're going to get that intoxicated, it better be with me. Period.
Right.
It better be with me.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying? You shouldn't be going out with your homegirls on vacation getting that drunk, that
but it's non-functioning.
No, fuck that. Because
I agree. I feel like
I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense. If you're gonna get intoxicated to the point where you may forget things the next day, or you may do things that you wouldn't do when you're sober, do that around your man. So if you and your man are going out and decide to do that, then that's the most responsible thing to do, to also avoid situations like this and to end a relationship that, in this case,
because look, you got to think
over
about
10 years.
You got to think about it like this: if you're gonna get that drunk and that non-functional, right? Who you want to be kissing? Your man, right? Who's gonna be protecting you? Your man, right? Who you gonna go? You get to end the night very well, however crazy and sloppy you want to be with your man. Right. So that's the only time I feel like it's appropriate for people to get that intoxicated, is if they're with their partner, especially women. If you're with your man and you want to get that drunk, great, cool, get drunk, get fucked up. But your man is there. When you're with your girls, it's not in your nature to protect every single girl. Most of the time, everybody's just doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you go and make a mistake that you normally wouldn't make when you're sober, your homegirl's not gonna stop you. She
not.
Especially if, y'all all married 10 years in, y'all used to y'all.
That's crazy to think about. Like, would your homegirl really stop you? Would your boys stop you? Like, what?
No. None of them are stopping me.
I know none of them.
None of them are stopping me. They're actually like, yo.
I would be like,
do your thing.
If I seen my girl that I know she was married or something doing that, I'd be like, and the next day,
you're not saying nothing.
So what you mean I'm not saying nothing to her? Or no, I'm just gonna say something to her.
To her? You
would? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good friend.
I would. I'd be like, bro, what are you doing?
That's a good friend.
What are you doing? You can't do that. Oh my God. Stop. Like, if I seen something about to happen.
But then what? What is she gonna be like? Girl, I don't care. I was drunk. Like, he'll never find out.
But I'm saying, if it's the same day and I see her. No.
Answer that.
What?
Girl, he ain't never gonna find out I was
If
drunk.
she doesn't care,
having a good time.
I'd be like, that ain't my business. I'm not gonna go to your man as my friend. That's not my business anymore. I did what I could on my end, okay? Mm-hmm. And that's all I could do. Now, in that moment, if I try to stop you, like, listen, you're married. Don't forget that. Like, you're not supposed to be acting like this. Or,
but the deed has been done. She kissed.
But if she already ended up, but say at first she's entertaining.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that, and I'm like, girl, this ain't it.
You're gonna go pull her?
I'm a puller.
Okay, so you're the friend that, like, let's say, like, I'm the guy that's trying to get that girl, and the friend comes and snatches. I'm like, oh, she cock blocking.
Hey, you could cock.
Yeah,
She a cock blocker all day, motherfucker. You
That
ain't
means-
getting this punani.
From this perspective, that means you're a good friend.
Yeah.
From the perspective of the guy that's trying to get that kiss,
Yeah.
you're a cock blocker.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But no, I would say this. So as the husband, I think that he handled it very maturely.
Yes.
I think that 10 years of the relationship, there's a lot invested. I'm sure there's a lot of things that they would have to overcome if they did move forward.
Right.
I would understand his frustration, because he's like, damn, do I throw it all the way over a kiss? And now I have to change all the stipulations and boundaries of our relationship. Now I can't trust her with her friends, because a kiss now, but maybe sex later. You know what I'm saying? Maybe sex the next time.
No, I really feel like she was guilty about it, and I think this
you
will
lose
probably.
so much.
I feel like this will push her further away from ever putting herself in that position again.
Possibly.
Because for me, if I were to make a mistake
Possibly.
like this, I wouldn't even put myself in that. Like, I'm not drinking when I'm out.
But as a woman, your job is to protect your man's ego. You know, this is why you're supposed to, like, treat him like, you know, like he's on a pedestal almost. And our job is to treat y'all like y'all on a pedestal, like you guys are the only ones.
And y'all do great at it. Just
You're the only one.
awesome at doing that.
You're the
that.
only one. I always make you feel like you're the only one, and that's that.
It's me or golf. That's what it is. That's what it came down to. Me or golf.
Now.
And I'm no longer in one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm below that.
That's
so
Sorry.
I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't think I could do this.
Yeah, but I think
I wouldn't
that
be able to forgive you if it was the other way around, though.
it's loyalty's out the window. I would start to question
I wouldn't
your
trust
loyalty.
you. If you thought you was going out with your friends, you're not.
I would question if this was your first time doing it. Like, is this their first time?
I wouldn't even think.
I would start to, like, recalculate
No.
how many times you got drunk with your friends, wasted.
No, I wouldn't think like that, because she called him and told him right after it happened. She wasn't even home, settled down, anything at the hotel, nothing. She called him right away. So I think if this was something that happened before, she would have done the same thing. This is the first time. It clearly seems like it is, and that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I clearly feel like this is the first. Okay.
Yeah. It'd be a long argument. It'd be something that
It'd be, yeah.
But I think the matureness in me today, I think I would be able to
handle it
a lot better and communicate through it. And like I said, it sucks because the individualism within the relationship and the freedom to be your own individual and to trust you as your own person would kind of be like take a hit.
Got a lot of maturing to do. I got a lot, because there's just some things that I'm just like, I pick and I see things and I don't like it, and it's a problem, and I need to work on that.
And I'll never let you think that I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, that you forgot about the kiss. Like, yeah,
like I'll be bringing that shit up every little bit. Yeah.
He's pretty
No,
evil.
I'm petty.
He's evil.
I'm petty.
He's evil. I said this before. He tries to play God, and he's evil. He tries to then plan out your torture days, which you can and cannot.
What I do is I'm just petty. I'll never let you forget that. I'll start like I said, we could be just chilling, and I'll bring up that kiss somehow, some way, if it's if something reminds me of you putting your lips on something.
But and I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to do something like that, one, if I took you back because we've been in a long relationship, and, you know, for me to stay with you, I would have to, it can't be heavy on my heart or my mind.
Yeah.
If it's something that's becoming like too heavy on me, where I think about it, dream about it, like I just can't get away from
therapist.
it. No. And you try to kiss me or kiss my body, I'm going to think of it. Like, then at that point, I can't be with you. You done ruined it. No, you ruined it. I can't do it, because you're adding more stress to me that I don't need. And I'll be hurt afterwards because we're not together anymore.
Yeah.
But at least I don't have to live with you and what you done. And I know it's just a peck, but
Yeah.
a peck is enough, and it's crossing the line regardless. Again, she was drunk. She probably didn't mean it, and I'm sure she didn't, but it happened. And if you did that again, you can have that bitch.
I'm not. First,
You can have
time
her.
out.
Because what you did here. Because what you did here.
Time out. First of all, it's the girl doing it to the guy, and half of these stories, might I add, are the women doing it to the guys.
I know. You say that.
Yeah, it's very sad.
It's because they don't know what to do. They're like, damn, I thought it was only a guy's thing. Let me come on here and vent.
Or you think, yeah, girls are just more vulnerable online. They're willing to be able to put themselves out there somewhere to, because maybe they can't tell a friend, and they're a little bit more secretive, right? Girls are secretive people. They like to keep secrets, and
Men are secretive. They're just not good at it.
so they go online to just let it all out to make themselves feel better. And then they get people like us to say it on a pod.
Yeah.
Which is great. I love these kind of conversations. Women are just so disgusting.
Golly. Jeez. Which women are we
No,
talking?
I don't think that it's a cause for divorce, though. I really don't. I think it's
Yeah.
just something you got to communicate and work through. And
But then there's definitely gonna be some like you said before with the trust issues. Like now I think he's gonna be in his head when going out. But she may just adjust to a whole new lifestyle. Maybe stop doing that. Maybe, change the way she once was. If it was going on vacation with your girls,
yeah,
now you don't do stuff like that.
yeah,
Just because of the guilt that she holds. I don't know. But I don't think
it's tough. It's a tough situation to be in because it's so minor, but at the same time it's so big of a deal. Like it's such a minor action, but that action is a lot bigger when we're talking about 10 years and trust and all this other stuff. Like for instance, let's just put it like this, right? Let's say we're on vacation and you do that shit in front of me, like, and you just like, oh shit, I don't think that I would probably take it as like I probably be like, yo, what the fuck? I'll probably be more mad at the guy than you. And I'll talk to you like, yo, you realize you just kissed it, and you be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like I think that
I can't even imagine.
But I would be able to see it. I'd be able to like, understand that is just what happened and not let my mind wander. Like obviously I'm with you and it's happening, but there would obviously be like a confrontation with the guy and then later on a conversation with you. But I think that would be something.
I don't want to come home with you after that. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Like this ain't even my man. This ain't even my man.
I'm just saying,
y'all all just seen that shit. That ain't even my man.
Circumstantial. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like it would be easier for me to just see it.
Then you find out.
Then
me tell you.
Tell me, and I'm not there to see it because then I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know.
Something's
if it was
just not
the
there.
Case. Right.
Something not.
So fuck that.
I don't know. But I don't know if I could forgive that. I don't know. I know we're talking about time is important.
Girls are it's a little easier for girls to forgive because they don't their ego isn't in the forefront of who they are.
I think the difference is we're not thinking like, no, actually, women always think, well, why her? Why not me? What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Why?
But
so
that's not
women
your
are
ego.
like,
That's your emotion. So you would start to feel like
so how do you think
something
men
is wrong with you.
process?
We would feel like it's just our ego. Like we don't like things above us. We don't like to think that our girl
That's
thinks
my girl. That's
that's mine. We're a little bit more territorial. We operate in ego and respect and those things. Like we're not really emotional to the point where like we start to feel like something is wrong with us. I think that when I started to self-reflect like something was wrong with me, it was when something major happened, like when there was a major event within the relationship that caused me to be like, question myself, like, dang, am I good enough, or have I been doing good enough, or who am I, or what, like, and those questions or whatever, like, because for a girl to receive that is just, you guys, us, we have sex and it's done and we don't think about it. There's no emotions attached. And then with y'all, it's like, if you're getting drilled, there's got to be some emotion to that. Yeah.
I can't speak on. I don't know about that, love. Yeah, they actually say that women, when it comes to cheating, like, women actually think about it, like they actually go over pros and cons when they're about to
doing
cheat. But like if
that makes it even worse.
If they're about to, like, if they're thinking about,
because we don't.
I know they say that, and I've seen this from like another TikTok, or like a podcast. It was on TikTok though, and they were like, yeah, women actually.
No, don't talk about from their perspective. Talk about your perspective, what you would.
No, but I'm telling you what exactly the conversation was. So it was like women cheating and being the type that, like, they think about it, like they truly think about it before doing it to make sure it's what they want to do.
Yeah,
they were like write down, like, I don't know if they were fucking around, but like we'll write pros and cons lists of like.
But do you?
No, what do you mean?
But
men, they say when they cheat,
we just do it.
You just do it, but you feel, and what they were saying was that women don't regret it after, because they go through this whole process. But men are the ones who, after,
they justify their behavior, like he hasn't been doing this for me.
Like, men just do it and they feel bad after the post nut, where they call it.
Yeah,
sorry guys.
That's when our logic starts to kick in. Like, shit,
why did I just do this? Like, I have a wife at home, I have a girl. Yeah, but women, I guess they say y'all go get on me because I can't speak sometimes.
Yo, that's another thing too. Y'all gotta ease up on my girl, because she says her English.
Puerto Rican. So it's the accent. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever.
No,
they was getting on. We had a post on there, and they were getting on her. Heavy,
y'all was getting on me
because she say axe.
And I'm like, and I'm saying it again. I'm like, well, if I was to say asked, like, I feel like I can't say it like asked. She asked if, but did I say it again? Asked. Like, I have to say like asked.
That's actually a hard word to say, but yeah, they were
asking is easy, but asked is like, I feel like I have to, like, I don't know, but anyways, that's what they statistically I said that.
Yeah,
we're cutting
and we're moving forward, and we're just gonna keep this thing on rolling.
No, but that's what they say. So for me, I don't know. I don't think like that. I'm not like plotting or anything like that. But that's just what they say. I've actually been learning more about this type of stuff with women, because I didn't believe that, just like you at one point, that women were like cheaters like that, or like spiteful, in certain ways, or like all these things that are coming out, or just like, I don't even want to, like, ones who are more.
You felt like women were not as promiscuous as like men, like, because of the stories that were told as you were growing up. Like, it was always the guys that were like cheating and stuff.
Yeah, or just like what I've seen is always like guys. It was the man. So that's why I say in these stories, like, if you hear about a guy, a woman talking about their guy, it's kind of like whatever. Like, this is every day. Yeah. You hear about women, it's like, whoa, what?
Yeah. But I think, like I said,
it's getting normalized now. I feel like a lot.
I think everyone is waking up to the fact that these women are just as crazy as men, and you see it all the time on the social media.
But we do it better.
And cut, because it's time to kill.
I'm kidding.
I gotta kill.
Just kidding. Yeah. So, I have another question for you, though, kind of outside of that. Do you feel like attraction is somewhat goes out the door when you've been with someone for, maybe a longer period of time, or does that attraction always stay there for your partner? in a way of like physical attraction.
I me
Even say
the way
personality.
the way I operate, I just feel like I attract to my person the more time goes by. So like I find you more attractive and more beautiful because of the things that make you you. You know what I'm saying? So especially like when you're just a really good person, like attraction is good, but I think as time goes on, my attraction goes beyond the physical and starts to become about like who you are as a person, and that's what turns me on, and that's what attracts me. So time could only make it better for me. I don't really operate in a way of like attraction now and then fall off
You
later.
ugly tomorrow. You look good today. I don't know if I really like you that much. Like, yeah.
So for me, I the more I'm with you, the more I'm attracted to you.
Yeah. And I feel like, as we all say, attraction gets you through the door. And through the relationship, you know that you're very attracted to your partner.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're very attracted to me. Obviously, we are together. I mean, some people do settle with like physical attraction and go more for how
it never works.
And it never works. There's always a problem. There's like, you feel like you're settling somehow.
Or maybe the person, just because they're not like elevating in looks or like that. Like,
yeah, some people just
their character's still flawed. Like,
but
some
let's say
people, some people think that like when you date down in looks, that you may get a better individual. And although that is possible, I don't think it's always true.
No, I think how people look at it is like, all right, bro, she ain't even that. Okay, there's got to be something.
I tried
else.
it. I tried it at one point, and I'm like, this chick's attitude is worse than a bad bitch. She's walking around like she's a baddie. Like, if I'm gonna deal with this kind of attitude, I'm gonna go get
with a bad bitch.
Yeah, like you're not about to have an attitude and be ugly.
You can't have both. You can't have both.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I truly don't think that, attraction can work if you're not physically attracted to your partner. Like, you have to be. If not, you would some way be battling with yourself and be thinking like, am I settling? But some people do go that far to marry someone just because of the heart that they have. That never changes. Like, the way that person truly is on the inside never changes.
I definitely believe that you have to initially first be attracted. I'm saying like, because the question was like, do you fall out of attraction through time?
Yeah.
And I'm saying no, because
with time it gets stronger for you.
It gets stronger for
and
you.
I think that
but I can't just be with someone that I'm not attracted to.
Right.
Like, I have to have some sort of attraction. Like, even though like I said, the girl that I was just mentioning wasn't that attractive, she was still attractive. Like, there were some parts of her that were attractive to me. You get what I'm saying? But she wasn't like the top tier of what I could acquire or what I had been acquiring.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? As far as looks, as far as the physical.
Yeah. But I would say I agree with time. Your partner can only make you more attractive with the things that they do, or they can lessen your attraction. So it really doesn't matter how you look on literally the outside. I know that sounds so cliche.
Yeah.
But that stuff really goes out the door.
Let me ask you a question though, to change subjects. The whole Diddy and Cassie thing, right? Him having that much power, him having, that much money and all that stuff. Would you put yourself in a situation like that? Like, would you allow someone to do that much to you? No. If you was in that situation, like, would you put yourself in that situation, dating like a powerful person like that?
That was a big subject change.
I know, because it just ran through my mind. I'm like,
baby, you should have wait a little bit. That was a little too soon. We didn't even settle in this one yet. Dang. Come on, babe. Usually better than that.
No, because I'm thinking about it. I don't want to lose it. I really want to get, because this is something that I've been wanting to ask you. I'm like, because for me, when I think about you, and not to put this on you, but when I think about you, I'm like, you're soft, you're very like, you know, feminine, and you know, you're
It just doesn't
with
seem
the
like I could
wrong
be
person,
with, yeah.
the a person could take advantage of you. You get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, dang, if my girl was in that type of situation, right? If she put herself in a thing like being young, trying to date someone, thinking that, you know, she's coming up in life because maybe she's dating like a powerful person, a person with money. You know, this is what a lot of young girls want, right? When they're trying to deal with older men, is that like stability, and especially if they're rich, you know, and they have a lot of money. Like,
I just want love. That's all I ever wanted. I never thought about it like stability, someone to provide. I didn't know what men roles really were.
yeah,
So I couldn't really even see I needed stability. I just honestly, a little younger, I was just wanting love and to feel like I had a partner.
right.
That's all. So in that, sure, being young and naive, it's easy to get yourself into situations like that and stay in them until you mature, until you had enough, or you've got the right people around you to, get you out of that and bring some sense to you.
What would you do? Because she was with him for like 13 years. What would you do to? What would be the first step you would do to get yourself out of that?
I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I truly loved him, again, being young and naive, I probably wouldn't try to get out of it. Like, it just depends maybe on how bad it was. If it was just these outbursts here and there, like, I'd probably just deal with it.
That's crazy.
Being young and naive. But from maturing in other ways and experience, I wouldn't take that today. Like, I wouldn't let anybody do anything to take advantage or hurt me in those ways, like, just from what I know and, again, experience and stuff. But
high five.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome. I love that you've grown so much, because I remember when we first met and the conversations that we would have, and not to make this about us, I really hate to put anything on us, but they're just so much different now, and your mindset is just so much different, and they're not as naive, or like, you kind of understand and get it now, so that's a beautiful thing. But no, that was just something that was in my head, that I'm like, I looked at you and I'm just seeing how beautiful you are. And I'm like, dang, my girl could easily have been in a situation like that.
Yeah, easily.
And someone could have.
Because he just had some, not because, and like I said, it would be for me, love, not money. Like, I wouldn't look at your money and be like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
him.
but most young girls go for the money. Like, they see the glam and the lifestyle, and they fall into that. And then now they're like, it's almost like an addiction. They're like addicted to that kind of life. Yeah, because that's what's put on Instagram. And I was just wondering, I'm like, dang, and it's something that I've been thinking about. It's crazy, like, because it's so everywhere. Like,
the Diddy and Cassie situation is definitely out there. It's definitely
everywhere. It's all over the place.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, I can even recognize when I'm being naive still, because I'm naive.
Yeah.
But in that way, I could say, like, okay, I won't be naive to that. You know what I mean? But I do find myself still being young and naive to certain situations, maybe because of the lack of experience I have, But I would just have to fuck around to find out, because I can't help my naiveness. Like, I really can't. I really give things the benefit of the doubt, or my brain just goes in the positive way instead of negative. Like, even yesterday, we went to the beach, y'all. All right. Our first beach trip besides Puerto Rico. And there's some guy out there, old man in a fucking cowboy hat, and he's just got, like, what do you call them, Speedos?
He got Speedos on, yeah.
Just on the rocks, just sunglasses on,
just like this on the rocks,
like fucking Superman, ready to save the fucking day.
Yeah, drunk.
I don't even know if he was drunk. He had to be. I don't know. Like, people.
Well, the cops eventually ended up arresting him.
I know, but that's how I was getting there. Okay.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Anyways, he's just there staring at people, and I was thinking, like, PJ was just like, that's a weirdo, and like, yeah, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. That's odd, like, you know. But I'm like, people do shit like this. Like, people are weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a little naive. I was like, he's just, you know, just, I don't know. Maybe he does this. Like,
but then I had to put it in.
No, but you were right.
no, but I had to put it in this perspective. For some, and I said, when old men walk around and they're in their Speedo, we kind of like see it as a normality almost. Because if you put that same Speedo on a young 19-year-old, 20-year-old boy, you're going to feel offended. You're going to feel like, what the hell is he doing? Like, what? Like, you're going to feel like this isn't normal.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not the Speedo that made me feel like that was weird what he was doing. What made it weird was he was just standing on the rocks and posing and
just doing
pointing
weird.
his like thing.
You think that he was doing that?
Every time the girls walked this way, he would
turn
and just be like that and just be staring in the air. And I'm like, he's weird. That's weird.
And I just didn't pick up on
and they were like
those
young.
things.
They were young. You know, it was a bunch
probably
of young.
14, 15, 16.
Yeah, on the beach.
Weird.
Whatever. Just like, I don't know.
But he did end up getting. Then we're playing volleyball, and then we see him getting like talked to by the police, and I'm like, babe, look.
And then he's
getting arrested, and then he's doing some crazy stance to them not to take him. I don't know, but I was just like, bro, the whole time I'm just thinking this guy is just being him.
Right.
And
so naively, you didn't really think anything of it, right?
and in a lot of cases, I'm just like, Majay, you're still naive. You're still very young and naive. Like, you still give the benefit of the doubt. You're still very too nice about things. Like,
in a way, though, that's great and that's good because, like, just being untainted. Like, when you know the world for its rawness and its imperfection,
right?
It kind of like
you look at the world
something
differently.
out of you. Like, you're just kind of like, now you're too aware of everything, right? So it's just, I don't know, there's something about knowing too much that is just eerie, you know, like
unsettling.
It's unsettling, and it's just like you can never be just relaxed and at peace because you just know too much and you're too aware of everything.
They do say, you know, people who know more are the people who are more depressed, so they say, than people who know less.
Right.
And so I actually had this conversation before where I asked the question after finding out, you know, that just finding that out was, would you choose to know everything or to be the person who knows nothing, knowing that the person who knows everything are more unhappy, more depressed? You know that feeling of just like unsettling feeling of just like what you know about the world or just whatever you know about people, men, women, or be that person that's like, la-di-da.
I think to be in bliss is to be naive.
Right.
Right. So to know everything, how can you be in a blissful state? You really can't, because.
But what would you choose though? Would you?
That's like saying, would I choose to be young or would I choose to be me now? Because
the young you are you now.
Right. Because the young me was so naive and I was in bliss and I just thought, like we were talking about earlier, that girls don't cheat.
I was thinking that like that's the young you.
You know, don't, you know, like that the men were the problem and all of these things. And I didn't know how things operated, and it was just easier to fall in love.
Yeah.
You know, and now that I know so much, it's a little harder, because now I know that with love comes time and character and actions, and love is not something you just get. Love is something you build, you know. So with that, it's like you kind of have to be in a relationship but be aware of what's happening, what's going on, so that way you can eventually fall in love, you know, let your guard down, become vulnerable to its fullest extent. Because, you know, when I was younger and I just fell in love, Like, it was just purely off of what I felt and not how the world operated or how women operated. It was just purely like, I'm attracted to this person. I'm lustful and to this person. Like, you know, and it felt like love, and it felt like sparks, and it felt like the greatest thing in the world, you know? And that was due to naiveness, you know? You don't pay attention to anything else other than what you feel in that moment. So I think that I would choose to know everything.
You're that guy.
I would choose to know everything. I don't, because although I would never be in a blissful state, I can be in a peaceful state.
Do you think that peace? Do you? Okay, so I feel like for someone who wants to know,
Yeah.
compared to someone who doesn't really even think about it, that's two different things. So if you're a man that wants to know these things, then yes, it may bring you a little bit of peace, just because it's like the things that you question in life, you have the answers to.
Right.
So it does bring some type of like satisfaction in a way. As someone who really doesn't think about, there's things they want to know.
Well, when I say that, to know everything is to know that you can control your peace. You know what is going to bring you your peace, right? But when you're in peace and you know nothing, there's going to be outside things that could come and ruin it, right? Like, there's going to be things that could come and, you know, it could be a female. You choose the wrong female. Like, you could just be in peace, just being with your friends and all that stuff. Next thing you know, you start dating a toxic female because you've never seen toxic, or you've never had to handle,
or you don't know the signs
of it. You don't know what's going on. So now that push you, and now you're falling in love, but this person is toxic, and you didn't know that the red flags that they had in the beginning were there all along. So, but you're just falling in love through the naiveness of it, right? So eventually your peace will be destroyed. It will be, you'll become unhappy. But if you know these signs, you don't put yourself in that situation. That's what I mean by like controlling your peace. Like, if I want to be truly at peace, I don't put myself in certain environments. You know what I'm saying? And instead of, like, let's say maybe going to a club, I go hike. Instead of, going to party and drink with my friends, I go play golf and chill with my friends, because those are two different environments. So, because I know what the other stuff brings, you know what I'm saying? So the likeliness of me being unpeaceful playing golf is very slim. You get what I'm saying? Like, how could you have a bad, unless you're like shooting like shit, there's not really, you're going to be at peace playing golf. You're going to not be thinking about a lot. You're just going to be enjoying the sun and just the environment, and just, that's what makes golf so great. But like, if I'm going to a lake and drinking and partying, and my friend got all these different people that I don't know, and now I'm drinking, and girls are wilding, and guys are wilding, and people are acting stupid, then, you get unpeaceful. You get unpeaceful environment. So it's just kind of, I feel like knowing everything, or knowing enough, is a better way to find peace. And I think bliss is temporary, but peace is forever. Like, like you could only be in bliss but for so long before something comes along and ruins it.
Because that's just life.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. But I kind of want to go back to the attraction, but I don't know if we should just move along.
You just want to double back.
We didn't even get to start. No, but okay, so then to get back into like the relationship subject.
Yeah.
Because these are just things that I kind of think about, and I'm like, how do people handle this? And I'm sure it happens often. But when it comes to being in a relationship, right? And again, let's say years down the road, you guys have been together for a long time. You want to spice things up again. Maybe it's getting boring and vanilla.
Right.
However, you and your partner's preferences of spicing up the relationship are different, right?
Yeah.
what do you do in that case when you guys aren't really aligning in that way of like interest to do so, if that makes sense?
Shit, I don't know.
Like, say I want to spice up the relationship. I want to do things that may be sexy.
I think you got to communicate with me on what it is that I like, because your spice and my spice may be different.
Right. And so if we communicate and we clearly figure out, all right, we have two different spiciness.
Right. Like
us,
I need to create an
what
environment.
do you do?
I need to create. For me, one, if you're in a relationship and you know that over time you're gonna outgrow certain situations, certain things are gonna be that you once liked, you may not like. You know what I'm saying? So, one, if you're going to enter a relationship, you have to be open-minded, and you have to know that at some point the relationship gets repetitive and things are gonna need to be spiced up. You know, so I think that if one person is vanilla, figure out why there's no effort there. And if it's just them lacking and they don't know, they're not self-aware of like them just being vanilla, but they're willing and they're open, then I think it's about communicating what kind of environment you would want to spice up the relationship. You know, because you may think that lingerie is going to turn me on, but it doesn't. Right, so you over here
role playing,
putting in effort. You over here thinking that you're putting in effort
for you.
For me to spice things up. But maybe lingerie may not be the thing. Maybe I might just want you to just be in a big t-shirt and nothing underneath, and that may be like what will attract me to get to you. You know, to want to go there with you, right? And for you, maybe it's role playing. Maybe it's me
sending pictures throughout the day.
Yeah, sending pictures throughout the day. Or I think you had mentioned this earlier, was off camera, was how getting in the girl's mind in the beginning of the day.
Like,
you know, like
how men just when they're ready,
right,
they just tend to like try to go after you like a fucking lion,
right,
and rip your head apart,
right.
But women are more like, you have to get me started from, it could be the beginning of the day, it could just be hours before, but you have to do something to stimulate me,
right?
It could, and for women it may sound annoying, but it could be something like taking care of something in the house.
Yeah.
If I, like today, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I bought a damn shoe rack. This shit was so easy to build. I probably could have built it. It would have took me some time, but I'm watching him build, and I'm just like, that's a man. A shoe rack.
I was saying crisscross applesauce, building a shoe rack. And I guess that's the man.
And I was like, he is such a man. And in my head, I was like, girl, you were so overdoing this right now. But I'm just like, it's little things. If it's doing the dishes, if it's taking something off my back, if it's
right,
kissing me throughout the day, or just touch, you know, maybe
right.
We don't touch all the time. I mean, we're not always on top of each other,
right.
But
it's just understanding what will make it go there for you.
For a woman, yeah. And I'm not saying that's
both, like right. Whatever, because some women just want to just get right to it too.
And some women do get right to it, but I do hear that a lot more. Like that's the majority that I hear or see on social media is women saying that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I was someone that was like, why you gotta take all day?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Just get to it.
Yeah, just get to it.
I see you is,
and I love that about you.
Yeah,
I do. I love that about you.
What?
You get right to it. You just get right to it.
But I understand, and I feel like I'm starting to become someone that's like, nah, you pissed me off, and you didn't make up for that time you pissed me off.
Yeah. Oh, so you're slowly going into
I'm slowly getting, and I think that's just maturing, and that's like when you're becoming a woman, like really, or like you're just living in that, you're just like, no, like I just don't work like that anymore. Like I'm not this young girl, just, you know, I actually need to be stimulated in other ways. You know what I mean? But besides the men or the women being vanilla, like in the relationship is what I was saying, like the vanilla, and then both partners don't have the same interest. But
now if one is just stubborn and the person that's being vanilla don't want to make any adjustments, and this is something that you absolutely need to continue the relationship,
but do you feel like that's a big thing, though.
I think it could turn into a big thing.
Where it can cause maybe divorce or...
Where it's kind of like, listen, like, and you have to weigh out, before making any decisions about leaving the person, right? Because obviously you're with them not just for that one thing, right? So you have to be able to weigh out the pros and cons of the person. So some things you're just gonna have to just take on the chin, you know, like, all right,
is it worth
like they fulfill me in these other areas, and this is just like the one area where, but is it really that? Can I really handle it? Like,
well, do you feel like this opens the door for people to start cheating?
It can, if it's not being communicated. Like, if you let's say I'm vanilla and you approach me about it, but I tell you, like, listen, this is not something that I'm willing to change or whatever, and if you feel like this is something you need, then we could start renegotiating our relationship, you know. And if you're like, if you come to the conclusion, hey, like, you know what, it's not that bad, like, this is something I could deal with, like, he fulfills me in all these other ways, then that's for you to decide. But I think things like that lead to cheating when it's not being communicated.
Also, not only communication, but when the person that, you know, are expressing these things, whoever they're expressing these things to, their partner, when they just give them like not trying to work on it either. Yeah. Not trying to match their level.
Lack of effort in any relationship will not last. Yeah. When somebody lacks effort, like, you got to at least show some effort. Some effort that you're trying. Some effort that you're willing to keep investing in the relationship. If not, get the hell out the relationship. Like, I'm not going to be with somebody who lacks effort. Yeah. You know, like...
effort on both ends, y'all.
Yeah. This is why it's important to, like, really know yourself and get used to being by yourself and to know what that feels like. That way you don't feel like you need to be in a relationship or attached to someone. Like, once you understand that, you're like, man, like, if my needs aren't being met and effort is not being given, I don't really need this relationship, or I don't need to be in it. I won't give up on it. I'm going to communicate as much as possible to sustain the relationship. But if it's just after a while, it's just not being met, then I'm going to communicate that I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Right. There's no point in cheating. There's no point in going that route. Like, you know, you want to hold your integrity, because this is another thing that I speak about all the time. And that's, a person may be who they are right now, but you never, and let's say like the relationship was great, but lack of effort, things like that. You never want to close the door on being able to revisit that relationship, right? So like, if me and you end on good terms, or end on terms of like, you know, you're just not fulfilling what I need at this moment or whatever, so I'm gonna step out of this relationship and go explore, or just be by myself and figure myself out, and you do it with integrity, I think you leave room to revisit. Right? And let's say you go and explore and you go and do your thing, and maybe years later you're like, you know what? I really appreciated the kind of person you were to me. And in that moment, I was feeling like that wasn't good enough, but I'm able to deal with that now. And I think that we had a great relationship and a great connection. Now you just left room to revisit it. You just left room to reconnect. You know what I'm saying? Rather than I cheat on you and now you got this bad thing about being with me. And
nasty taste in the mouth.
Yeah. So like, at the end of the day, I think that in anything you do, you have to do it with integrity, and you have to be solid, and you have to be loyal, and we're on to you, women.